Coming in close to tell you this. If you're serious about growing your hair this year, you need to stop being lazy. If you are genuinely serious about growing your hair this year, you need to stop being lazy. You need to make the changes, you need to implement the habits that are going to help you grow your hair. You're not going to grow your hair by buying a £10 miracle oil from TikTok. That is not going to grow your hair alone. You need to make changes to your lifestyle. This video is going to be about what actually matters when it comes to growing your hair. If you've just clicked on this video and you don't know me, I'm going to insert some photos of what my hair looked like a year ago versus what it looks like now, and my hair is really long at the moment. It has grown a hell of a lot, and I've also managed to get some really good growth on a patch around the back of my head that last year was completely bald. So I struggle with a hair pulling disorder called trichotillomania, and it's basically where you pull your hair out when you're stressed, and quite often people that do it don't realize that they are doing it. So for me, I don't realize that I'm pulling out my hair until someone else points it out. This section in particular around the back of my head, I've managed to grow 6 inches on that patch in 1 year. I was just using this ruler and I was like, why don't I see how many inches of growth I've got on this patch that starts to regrow from where I've been pulling out my hair. I'm just gonna keep feeling until I get to like the longest part, which is there. So how many inches is that? 6! Oh my, I was expecting it to be like 3, 2, 3, 6. I'm so impressed. So those are my credentials, and now let's get into my hair growth tips. Also, by no means am I saying that I'm perfect, because do I do all of these all of the time? No. Am I still pulling out my hair? Yes. But these are the changes that you have to make and the conscious effort you have to make if you want to see real growth, that are not just buying a product off the shelf and hoping for the best because Sally from TikTok said it's amazing. Okay, so tip number 1 is to implement a daily scalp massage. Aim for like 5 minutes a day of just, all you need is your hands. You don't have to go out and buy a scalp massager. I do have one, this little like plastic thing. You don't have to go and buy a scalp massager. You can just use your hands, and what I like to do is really focus my thumbs and the tips of my fingers and just massage my scalp in circles. Not only does it feel amazing, but you're also stimulating blood flow, which is going to help your hair to grow. And again, as with all of these tips, consistency is key. You're not going to see results overnight. You're never going to see results overnight with something like hair growth, because your hair just doesn't grow overnight like that. You have to stay consistent. So doing a daily scalp massage is probably my favorite hack, because it's soothing and it's also doing you so much good in stimulating all of that blood flow to your hair follicles. Tip number 2 is to stop getting so obsessed with the cosmetics of it all. Again, you don't need to go and buy a fancy new scalp oil or like dermablade thing, whatever they're called, or buying the latest vitamins. Look at your diet. Are you eating well? Are you getting enough vitamins? Are you having enough protein, zinc, iron? Are you drinking enough water? I guarantee you're not drinking enough water. You need to be hydrated to see real growth. You need to be fueling your body to see real growth. I think what it comes down to is you can't oil out dehydration. You can't outrun a bad diet. If you're not nailing the basics, if your body is not in balance, then you're not going to see things like your hair grow or your skin clear. So every day you want to be eating things like red meat, lamb, beef, tofu, chickpeas, lentils, pumpkin seeds, spinach. And top tip, if you are trying to get more iron into your diet, is to pair your iron source with a vitamin C source. So something like a berry or a citrus fruit or like a glass of orange juice, because vitamin C helps your body to absorb the iron, particularly when it's a plant-based iron. Vitamin C and iron together, they are your best friends for hair growth. And I quite often have low iron, which we're working on, but yeah. Iron, vitamin C, go like this. always. Again, something you won't know about me from this channel, or if you don't know me, is that I have a master's in nutrition and I worked as a nutrition assistant for a while. So food and nutrition and that aspect of hair growth is something that I'm really interested in, and I will be doing some more in-depth videos about that. So if you want to see more about how your diet and your hair growth and your skin are all connected, then please let me know in the comments and drop a click on the subscribe button. And yeah, I will be creating some more videos about nutrition very soon. Tip number 3, again, is looking internally. You need to look at your sleeping and your stress. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're throwing your hormones off, you're increasing your cortisol, and that in turn is causing more damage to your hair. It's going to cause your hair to break. It's going to make your hair grow a lot slower. So you need to look at your environment, what is causing you stress, or learn better coping mechanisms so that those stressful situations do not spike your cortisol, because there is no way you're going to get through life without a stressful situation cropping up on the daily, on the weekly. So finding those methods that you know you can avoid spiking your cortisol is super important. And sleep itself is where you're having a lot of that recovery. It's where your hormones are renewing themselves and keeping themselves in checks. If you're not giving your body the tools it needs to do what it needs to do, then you're not going to see results with your hair. My 4th and final tip for this video is that your styling habits, your laziness, is causing you to slow down your hair growth. So if you're putting your hair up in a slick back bun every day, what are you doing with your life? First of all, it's just lazy. Like, just wash your hair, do something with your hair. Don't just throw it back, particularly when it's greasy. Like, people think that their hair being greasy is like good for it, but it's not. Like, you need to have fresh hair. That's not saying wash your hair every day, but don't go like a whole week without washing your hair. That is just disgusting. You need to be taking care of your scalp and your hair if you want to see growth. And I guess hand in hand with being lazy with your hair is doing too much with your hair. If you're using heat on your hair constantly, you're just creating more damage. You're just slowing down your hair growth. So for me, in January, I tried to completely just not touch my curler, because last year I was really guilty of blow drying my hair every day and using heat on my hair, curling my hair constantly. Whereas in January, I picked up my curler maybe 3 times at the most, twice, maybe 3 times. And my hair has definitely thanked me for it. Like, you will never see mounds and mounds of growth in 1 month, but I definitely feel like my hair has grown a lot in the last month. Like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the subconsciousness of like, okay, I know I'm taking better care of my hair. I haven't been using the heat, and when I have been using the heat, I've been doing the heat protectant spray, which again, that is just, if you're not using heat protectant spray and you're using heat all the time, me last year, it's not helping your hair growth. It's really not helping your hair growth. Okay, so that was 4 super important lifestyle changes that you need to make if you're trying to grow your hair this year. My main takeaways from this video are: there are no miracle products, there are no overnight fixes that are going to make your hair grow inches and inches overnight. It's a compound of staying consistent, building those healthy daily habits that are going to lead to longer term results. And take photos, that is the number 1 thing. Take all the photos so that you can see how much your hair is growing, because there were times, particularly with my patch around the back of my head, there were times where I felt like my hair just was not growing. So take the pictures so you can see the progress you're making, because that is, again, people are lazy. They don't want to put in the work to see the results, and then they don't see the results overnight and they're like, okay, it's not working, I'm gonna go back to not drinking any water, to eating rubbish and using heat on my hair, or not washing my hair and just putting it in a slick back. And it's like, well, you need to give these things time. You're never going to grow your hair overnight. It's just not realistic. If you think it is, I think you need to get off your phone, because I don't know what content you've been consuming, but that's not what happens in the real world. If that's what you want, go and get some hair extensions and destroy your natural hair, because that's the only way you're gonna get long hair overnight. I'm really sorry to break it to you, but it is. Okay, so thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you learned something new, or if you feel like you've been called out on something that you know you're doing that is not helping with your hair growth journey. This is your sign to stop being lazy and make the changes that you need to make to grow your hair. you can come for me in the comments if you want, but it's exactly the same as this whole weight loss jab. Like, the amount of people that want the weight loss jab that don't need the weight loss jab. Like, I think the weight loss jab is great in the right circumstances for people that have genuine struggles with weight loss. If you're just a fat lazy person that works in an office, you don't need that injection. I'm sorry I said it, but it's true. If you're fat and lazy and you work in an office and you can't lose weight because you just can't be bothered, you do not need the weight loss jab. You don't. That's not what it's there for. Get off your ass, go for a walk at lunchtime, go for a run after work, go to the gym, get your steps in, walk to work or something. You don't need the weight loss jab. You're just lazy. You're just lazy. Oh, please. Lazy. Aren't you?